Boom. Happy Monday, you guys. Coming to you full of excitement, full of gratitude. I am honored to be here this morning, but I wanted to say this before we really get started. I want to thank everybody on the screen that made it out to business planning this week. Please raise your hand if you were at one of our sessions last week for business planning. All right, let me turn my mic up a little bit. Sorry. Let me turn my mic up just a little bit. Keep them up so I can see it. You guys, I want to just say that I left super inspired by all of your guys' contributions, by you guys writing. There was people breaking down and getting vulnerable, and like we had such an amazing three sessions, and they were all a little bit different. Now obviously the presentation was going to be the same, but when you have different energy and different emotions and different vulnerability, it kind of changes the flow, which was perfect. So I just want to say thank you guys for doing the work. If you miss business planning, then I'm going to assume that you already have a solid business plan in place. Two, you just were not able to attend because your schedule did not permit. Or the third, which I don't think any of you are there, is that you don't care enough about your business to plan. So I'm hoping that it was the first two. If you need additional help, please feel free to reach out to me. But I just wanted to say you left me super inspired, and you left me wanting to and willing to do that again. Now it's hard, 4-hour sessions, 3 days in the week. It's really tough to curate that experience for you guys, but you made it an amazing experience. You made it worth going through that and doing that and planning, prepping, preparing. So I just want to say thank you guys for giving a shit about your business so much that you guys poured into each other. You poured into yourself, poured into your business. And I just wanted to give you guys all a giant round of applause for the people that did attend and do the work. So thank you guys for being there. I really appreciate it. You guys, let's go ahead and get started. Got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. On to thank you. Appreciate you saying that. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being present. I'm actually going to go over to Jeff. Jeff, it was great having you out on Friday. Thanks for being there. Thanks for your contribution. Unfortunate what happened to Stephanie's car after such an amazing day. Poor girl. My heart goes out to her.
I
It sucks.
know.
She got her car bipped. Unfortunate. Shit happens in the Bay Area. But nonetheless, it was great seeing you there, great having you there, and great having your contribution. So, Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you to have you take this beautiful group out on the field on this beautiful Monday morning. So, Jeff, let's go.
Thank you, Elias. Been waiting to have this opportunity. Oh, what happened to my camera?
I don't know.
Oh, shoot. Oh, well, I'll just keep going. Sorry, and I'll figure it out later. But incredible. I mean, honestly, being there on Friday, and like you said, some of the emotion, holy smokes. I mean, there was people being vulnerable and breaking down, and you could just, feel the journey that they've been on in 2024. But even more than that, what Friday set me up for and made me realize is how grateful I am for what is in front of us. The things that we've accomplished over the last year, 18 months, 2 years is incredible. And if you've gotten to this point and gotten through whatever struggles we've had, 2025 and Elias, Kenny, everybody in that room, probably everybody at all of the business planning last week, just incredible emotion. I love this community, lifts everybody up, and just looking forward to everybody's success. So be grateful, be kind. I know we've got, the holidays coming up, but grind through that and, make sure you, hit the ground running now and into 2025, because I mean, it's all out there in front of you. And, seeing great leadership, point you in that direction is just so inspiring. So thank you, Elias and Kenny. I don't think he's on the call, but for what you guys do, it's awesome, and I'm super excited.
You know what? I appreciate. I don't even tell Kenny anything. I just, I create the whole flow, and then he'll just chime in here and there, which I am super grateful for. But he's just like, you told me this, and Kenny's not man of many words or praise or attaboys, and I never expect it from him, as his business partner. But he's like, that was impactful.
It was.
I was like, that means that you can say that, bro. That was impactful. That literally was it. So I'll run with it. You guys, it is Monday morning. We got a lot of stuff. What's it say there? Sorry. Looks Oakland's business planning made second. No, no way. It was just more people. There were 65 people there. But what happened in the room in Sacramento when people got vulnerable. I mean, Blessing and, Toots and Chris's messaging, you got to imagine that on just a larger scale. And, Jeff opened up and Otis opened up and Demian opened up, and it was just powerful. So just take the size of Sacramento and times it by, like 60. It was just an amazing, amazing time every single session. But when we were in Hayward, we had 9 people. And I love that group just as much. And so thank you guys for being there, for tapping in and really doing the work, you guys. So I got some questions for everybody, and I want to bring something up in a second. But before we get started, I want to go around the room. I want to hear from you guys. I always like to start off Monday with some wins. Who wants to share with me a win from last week? They got a hard fought appointment. They were able to secure a listing. They were able to get a buyer and a contract, or maybe they were able to get to the next stage of their 75-day hard. What was a win from last week that someone wants to share on the call today? Let's start off there, and then we're going to get into a couple slides that are prepared for you guys. Anybody want to share? All right, I always like to start out with 3 or 5. But I know when one person goes, other people get in the queue. But Blessing's our usual suspect. So who else other than Blessing wants to share a win from last week? Please use the emoji on the screen below, so that way I don't miss you. If you were throwing your hand up like this, I want to make sure I don't miss it. So one person, and then Ramel. I think who else has a win from last week? All right, cool. All right, good. I love it. Thank you, guys. So we're going to go with somebody that I don't think has contributed much on this call, but I know this person will be contributing quite a bit. Kyrell, I'm going to turn the mic over to you, my man. And I just want to let you know I'm super inspired by your story. Not everyone knows the background, nor does everybody need to know the background. But I'm going to tell you, man to man, human to human, dad to dad, super inspired by your story, bro. So let's have you take the mic and share your win from last week. Let's go.
Appreciate it, bro. Small win for me. I had an open house on Saturday. Came across a client that isn't represented by a agent at all, and we scheduled a buyer's consultation set for Wednesday. She's ready to go, already pre-approved and everything like that. So hopefully, could turn that into a nice closing.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Yeah, that is a huge win, huge win. So congrats. Let's go over to Blessing, then we'll go Romel, and then on 2, you'll be on deck, and then we'll go all the way to New Jersey with our guest, Sarah. So let's go, Blessing.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I am one of the usual suspects, but I have to say that this past week has been such an incredible week. And I think it does start from what you said, like just the flow of what happened in Sacramento really aligned. So personally, yes, today is day 55. I counted down and I am right, like I can see it, and the abs are abbing. I'm just so excited. I'm so thrilled. But I was listening to a podcast that talked about it's not the door that you need to focus on, it's the hinges. It's the small little things that actually make the door open. And that's been sitting with me. So just being very intentional about everything. So 75-day hard is, we're on our way. Me and Brandy were able to get into contract last week with clients that I have still yet to meet. So thank you, Brandy, for doing everything in Manteca in your neck of the woods. But just a great flow. Another one of my clients, we put an offer in. Unfortunately, that didn't get accepted, but we've already started drafting the next one. And then I picked up a really amazing client that we are putting together another offer. So for me, just a great week. And then my kid didn't make the basketball team, but he is team manager for the JV. So it's been an incredible week of wins, small, but definitely feel like a mighty week for me.
I love it. And Blessing, I know that you're, 55 days in, and let's give her some, some praise for doing that, because I know how much of a struggle that is. But you're radiating energy. Now, typically you always have this very positive light about you, but you can just feel it that you're radiating this energy. You're doing the work every single day. And so it's like people that are around you are feeling that. I certainly felt that when I saw you in Sacramento. And so job well done. You are more than halfway done, and I'm so excited to see you cross that finish line. And yeah, I'm going to be that guy on fucking Facebook that says you pacing for 45 minutes is not a workout. So I appreciate you being honest, but don't allow people to be like, that's a workout, girl. No, it's not.
It's not a workout.
It's not an intentional workout because you paced because you were thinking about something for 40 minutes. No, that is not a workout. But anyways, super proud of you. And I'll always be here to be an extra push for you. So I appreciate you.
I didn't count it as a workout. I just want to put it out there. I didn't count it. was an extra thing. Okay.
So it was like, whatever, boo-hoo, Elias, way to kill the vibe. I'm just keeping it real. But anyways, great stuff. I love it. Let's go to Romel, then we'll go to Antu, and then we'll go to Sarah in Jersey. Let's go, Romel. What's up, big dog?
Morning, everybody. Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to put my hand up with the emoji thing. Anyway, so Friday ended a 4-month odyssey. I didn't show up to business planning because it was signing day for a special client. Um, we got into contract the beginning of, I want to say it was like October. Her deal, the loan fell through a week before we were supposed to close. And big shout out to Ashley for swooping in with her cape, Captain Save a Deal. We got this client across the finish line. We're closing today, and I'm just super grateful for that. It's been a trip. I'll just say that. And I'm just thankful that she is now no longer a first-time home buyer, but a home owner. So I'm very thankful for that.
Listen, I congratulations to you. Just this title, 4-month Odyssey, I think that should be a hook for a video, right? Or that should be your thumbnail. That should be something that stops people like, what the heck is a 4-month Odyssey? I'm really curious. I love the word Odyssey. I think that it provokes thought and like, oh, this journey. I think you should tell that. But really, really good story, Romel, and really, really good testimonial. Ashley, you were smiling ear to ear. Anything you want to chime in on this? I know you're taking kids to school this morning. Anything you want to say on this?
I'm just so ecstatic for this client, for Romel and the family. It was a hard journey. Sometimes banks have overlays. There's extra rules that direct lenders don't have. And so if someone tells you no, especially if it's a bank or a broker, don't accept the no. Give us a call and see if we can help, because in a lot of cases we don't have those extra rules, and as you can see, we can close and they can get their keys. So California dream for all. On top of all of that, this guy was a California dream for all, 20% down, got into their house with literally no money. I think it was like $1,000 out of pocket. Great, crazy.
Wow, I love this. I love this. Really great story. Congratulations, Romel. Ashley was texting me a couple days ago about this scenario. So congratulations to you. Let's go to Antu, and then we'll go Sarah, and then we'll shift gears in the conversation. Let's go Antu.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My small little win is I finally put in an offer for a client that I've been working with for the past month. And we have looked at like literally 15 to 20 properties in the last 3 weeks. And we finally put in an offer, and it's really exciting because they really wanted to wait on one of my family's properties to be sold. And I'm just like, dude, we don't know that when that, divorce is going to go through. So let's not wait. And they finally found something they like that they want to put in an offer. So really excited about that. But yeah, that's my little small win this week.
So Antu, I'm gonna reframe some of the things that you're saying right now. Nothing in what you just said is small or little. So please do not discount that win for yourself or for anybody else on this call. That is a major milestone for you, for your client, for you, for moving them further down the funnel. That's an important milestone. Please do not discount it by saying words like little or small, because it's not. And in the eyes of this group and in the eyes of everybody else, that is a major, major win for you. So honor that shit and put that shit on a pedestal where it deserves to be. So congratulations.
Thanks, Elias.
All right, let's go to Sarah. Sarah, my good friend out in New Jersey. And here's the cool thing about Sarah is I had never met Sarah. We are friends on social media. She's part of our company. And, we've just been meeting. We've only known each other via interaction on social media. And she hears a lot of stuff we talk about here, takes stuff from videos, and she applies in her business. And things are going pretty good for her. And so it's really good to have met you in person. Super stoked that you're here. So Sarah, tell us about your win. Let's go.
Well, first, Elias, your energy is so contagious. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I owe you lunch. So
all right, hey, listen, hey, when I'm in New Jersey,
yeah,
my food experience in New Jersey was unbelievable. So I will take you up on that 100%. Yes.
That's it. I owe it to you. So plan your next trip.
Okay.
Okay. So my wins last week, I got an offer accepted. I don't know if this is a big deal for you guys, but it's a big deal for me because I got to negotiate from 625 to 610, and my offer got accepted. This is not normal in New Jersey to get something under asking. So I'm so happy. I feel like a realtor because I got to negotiate.
Oh, I love this. I love this. That's a big deal in our market. That's a big deal in any market. So congratulations. And here's some
Thank you.
nuances that Sarah faces that we don't face. So when we think about forecasting our business and saying, okay, the efforts of today are going to result by X amount of time, you got to think about that escrow time frame on an average in New Jersey is 45 days. So when we think about forecasting and the average close of escrow is 45 days, we got Ashley on the call that can close in 14 days. They literally have to plan differently than markets like ours, because if they don't, that spread and that delta between when they are going to get paid and get their commission, that's a bigger gap. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great stuff. Go ahead.
And then from door knocking, because you told me to door knock, not directly you told me to door knock, but through your videos, you said the sweat equity into door knock, and I don't like doing it. I'm too shy to do it, but I did it and I got a listing for 950.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's
Listen,
why I need to buy you the lunch.
all right, well, I'll take the lunch, but listen, you've already showed me your receipts. Here's the thing, you guys, for the people that are on this call right now that are still reluctant to just put some walking shoes on and go knock on doors, I promise you, if you do enough of it, something will happen. Something positive will happen in your business. I've seen it time and time and time again. And I've seen it with the people that are introverted, that don't like to do it, that are a little fearful, they're scared to do it, whatever the case is. And when they finally get over that hurdle, $950,000 deal, that's a huge, huge win. No, I'm not.
Yeah, and I got to go to Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within in Newark, New Jersey, the past 4 days, and it was absolutely outstanding. And I noticed that you sound just like him.
Oh,
I
geez.
swear.
Thanks. Wow. So I appreciate that compliment on a very, very high level. I don't even think that I'm owed that, but thank you. He changed my life early on when I first stopped drinking. Somebody bought me the DVDs of Unleash the Power. They're actually CDs, and I'd put them in the CD player at home or in the car, and then I just did the work. I did the work, and if I could look back at my life and one person that had like a huge, like monumental shift in my own life, it'd be Tony Robbins. So to hear that from you, it means the world to me. So thank you, Sarah. You guys, we are on the precipice of 2025. My hope is this for everybody, is that you have spent the time brain dumping, writing, reflecting. Your office and wherever you're working should look like a beautiful mind. And what I mean by that is that you're writing all these stats and figures and calculations, and you're planning, and you got week one and you got week or quarter one and quarter two, and you're just planning and you're unpacking it, and you got your whiteboard and you got notes, and you should be literally putting together this recipe of ideas and thoughts and measurements, right? Because as you go into 2025, I want you guys to spend this time now really reflecting and really planning and really making sure that when you go into 2025, like you feel confident that you actually have a compass. Somebody said this at business planning on Friday, and I asked him what his takeaways were. And he said that this session was a compass for him. And it really resonated with me. He's like, now I feel like I have direction, right? And I feel that if you have a plan, you have thought, and you have intention, and you have the numbers, and you have the strategies, and all these things are put together in this beautiful plan, then there's no reason why you don't succeed in this game. There's no reason why. And so I want you to plan as a true CEO, and I want you to unpack everything and write and be crazy about it. And your family's going to probably think that you're wild and probably think, oh my God, like, well, this guy is out of control. She's out of control. Yeah, you are. You are, because you're a woman on a mission. You're a man on a mission. You got big things to accomplish in 2025. So I'm going to go over to you guys for a second. And I wanted to go over to Mel, because Mel had a conversation with me last week, and I'm going to pull this up, Mel, and I'm going to, let me let Princess back in. I'm going to go over to you really quick, Mel, and hopefully you have a moment. And Mel, I wanted to see if this word resonates with you, and if you know what this word means, and if so, can you share with the group? Because you and I had a conversation. I didn't know it was attached to this word, but I wanted to ask you, do you know what this word means? You're muted. You're muted.
It's like, isn't it a Japanese term?
It certainly is. Yeah.
It's
So,
it's something about like cleansing your mind and your spirit.
okay. All right.
Is
All
that
right.
correct?
Cool. Yeah. You're spot on. Spot on. So I wanted to spend a moment here, and I'm actually going to have you guys reflect and write as I put here. I want you guys to just have a moment. Mel, if you can read this out loud for everybody.
Do something so hard one time a year that it has an impact the other 364 days of the year. Put one big thing on the calendar that scares you, that you never thought that you could do, and then go out and do it.
So I want to stay here for a second, and I want this to land. I want this to connect. Mel and I had the fortunate opportunity to see Jesse speak at EXPCon. If I only saw that one keynote out of the 4-day session or the 4-day event that we went to, I would have left satisfied. Right? And that's saying a lot because I listened to so many great presenters, but his story, his flow, the way that he approached the whole entire conversation, the musicality that he infused into his entire presentation, it was mind blowing. Like that's the way I want to present, and that's the way I will present one day. But Mel, when you talk about this one big thing, and you and I kind of loosely spoke about this on text messages as well as on Instagram, like, do you have something? And if so, like, hopefully you're thinking about it. Is there something in 2025 that you were going to say, I'm going to do this one big thing that can have an impact on the rest of my year? What would it be? And if so, you're probably somebody that's been reflecting on this. Do you have it yet? Are you aware of it yet? Are you in alignment with it yet?
Absolutely 100% yes. That's the answer to the question, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper with your permission on this one
Please.
because
Yeah, please.
arguably, I would say that you already delivered a Jesse Itzler speech, and you did this for me maybe about 3 months ago. I was on group coaching and I was driving the car, and I remember this moment. The words that you said and the sequence that you said them in, and I don't remember if there was anyone else that remembers this call, but it was group coaching call, and Elias, I mean, you know me, I don't cry that often, and I do not like to cry in front of people, but I was just driving and tears were streaming down my face. I was inconsolable because of the simple fact that I was just in a point in my life where I was frustrated. I was super frustrated with myself. I was frustrated with my health. I was frustrated with my mindset, my business, my everything, and Elias said on the call, you know, be the one that's going to host that Thanksgiving dinner. Show up for your family this year. Be the one that's going to do Christmas dinner at their house and invite all your friends and your family over this year. Be the one that's going to retire your mom and your dad and help them, have a nice retirement and a place to live. Be that pillar for your family. Be that pillar for your friends. Be the one that's going to go rent an Airbnb in Tahoe and have your mom and dad and your kids come stay with you. Be that person for everyone else around you. And that, I mean, the message was so much more powerful than that. I am not even close to hitting it on the head of the things that you said because it was so beautiful. And I encourage everyone to go back. I don't know if you or Judith can highlight that exact group coaching call, but if you guys go back to his YouTube, you could probably catch it. That for me, that was it. I was done. I was like, you know what? I don't care if it fucking kills me. This is my goddamn legacy, and I'm going to take control over my life. The next week, I hired a personal trainer. I said, I don't give a shit how much it costs. I'm getting my body and my feeling about my body and the way that I look and the way that I'm showing up and the way that I'm moving in the world is going to feel good. Regardless, if I fail at anything else, it's going to feel good. I hired a nutritionist because I wanted to get healthy again, and I wanted to stop feeling guilty about the garbage that I was putting into my body. Right? I committed, come hell or high water, to start coming to group coaching calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not because I personally, am struggling with like coaching, but because I wanted to show myself that I'm the type of person that's consistent, that's going to show up no matter what. Not for myself, but for everyone else around me, so that I can contribute if other people need me to contribute. right? And of course, I'm going to learn a thing or two here and there. But that message was so powerful for me. And it literally was at the perfect time in my life where I needed to hear it. And I just said, like, burn the boats. I literally burned the boats. And I went head to head with myself. And that was super powerful for me. So that was your Jesse Itzler speech for me, Elias. If you say epic shit like that on stage, I promise you it'll be a sold out stadium, my friend. I will be in the front row cheering you on, as I always am, no matter what, no matter how much we fight like brother and sister. You know, I have so much love for you and respect for you at the end of the day. But, you know, you have to find that moment for yourself. What is that moment, right? Where you're just fed up and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to make a difference in my life and everyone else's life around me. And sometimes you got to get pushed to that, you know, pivotal moment where you just got to get faced with yourself and answer to yourself at the end of the day.
Man, I appreciate it, Mel. And I never know what's going to land for you guys. I just don't know, because I just work my ass off. I put my head down, and I want to stay consistent for you guys. And I know that through that consistency, amazing things are going to happen. Somebody told me that they look forward to getting tagged in the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because it allows them as to be a reminder to themselves to stay consistent. Like, if this guy's doing it, then it gives me the inspiration to want to be consistent with my life and my business. And so, Mel, I appreciate you saying this. Here's the thing, you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause for a second, and I'm going to let you guys just sit with this for a moment. Now, I want you to reflect, and I'm going to take myself off of camera for a minute or so, and I just want you guys to think, and I just want you to reflect. And what I mean by this is that if you can look at 2025 and say, if I can make one big choice, and listen, I'll give you some context here. Maybe that choice is, I'm going to stop drinking. Okay. If I look at something that was life-changing for me, it was, I stopped drinking, right? All things got better when I stopped drinking, but I had a problem, right? You might not have a problem. So maybe that's not your thing. Maybe in 2025, you're going to commit to doing a challenge like 75-day hard, or maybe you're going to commit to doing 75-day hard twice in the year. That is literally over 4 months worth of you grinding and consistent activity on your body. Maybe that's something for you. Maybe there's a hike that you want to do. Maybe there's a journey that you want to go on. Maybe there is a Centurion ride that you want to accomplish on your bike. Maybe there is a triathlon that you want to compete in. You know, maybe there is you giving up weed, whatever that is. And so what I want you guys to do is I want to give you guys just a minute to reflect on this. And we won't stay here that long, because I think that it's important that you guys stay with these thoughts, because I promise you, if you could, let's say you want to go and hike, what's the big mountain in Washington? Is it Mount Rainier? Is it Mount Whitney? What's the big giant mountain there that people go and they plan and they climb? Does anybody know what that mountain is called? Take yourself off of mute if you do. Anyways, let's say that you went and planned and prepared for this, 20-mile hike that you're going to do at an elevation of 5,000 plus, right? Maybe you want to do half dome, whatever that is. But you have to think about, like, what is the preparation? The Everest Challenge. Yeah, thank you. What is the preparation that goes into that? What is the mind state, or excuse me, the state of mind that you need to be in to prepare to do that? And then when you're on that mountain, you're just with yourself and your thoughts, and you're telling yourself, no, but the other part of you is saying, one more step, one more step, one more step. And then you reach that summit and you're looking at the great expand. Like, what does that do for your entire year? What does that prove to yourself that you're capable of doing? What does that allow you to tap into that maybe hasn't been tapped into? The fact that Mel is getting and has a nutritionist, you guys, I've been in fitness and exercising for years, but I've never hired a nutritionist. I'm hiring a nutritionist because I was inspired by Mel's story. Then I met this guy. Then I met all the guys that work with this guy and the girls, and they're fucking ripped and they're lean and they're not inflamed from the food that they're eating. And he's constantly sending you what to eat, what not to eat. You're tracking your stuff. I'm like, that's the next level for me. That's the next level for me in 2025. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. I want you to sit with this. And if you guys were going to make a declaration and make one choice that it's going to impact your entire year. Put one thing on the calendar that scares you, that you can never thought that you could do, and go out and do that thing. And if so, what would the impact be on your life, your family, your business, your health, and how you feel about yourself? What would that be? So I'm going to put myself on mute. I'm going to put myself off the camera, and I'm going to let you guys sit with this for a few minutes. So let me just go away for a second and sit with this. My hope is that you're reflecting. And even if you are not writing this down right now, that you're just reflecting and you're listening to yourself and you're saying, what can I do? What is something big that needs to happen in my life that will impact the rest of my year? Like, I want you guys to really, really get centered with this, because I promise you, if you identify something, it is going to be able to, and if you stick to it, it can completely change the trajectory of your entire year. So I'm going to stop for a second, or stop sharing. Does anybody have anything? Has anybody thought about this prior to this meeting other than Mel? Does anybody have something that they want to share that's going to really change and shape their year if they were able to accomplish this and stick to it? Let's go, Otis.
Organization. I think that's what I need. That's why I came Friday. The biggest thing that I took away was that freeway analogy. I think that I've just been on the freeway in the fast lane going 70, 75, 80, hoping the cops don't pull me over. Not really implementing the best of what I should be doing. Although I've been finding myself doing great, doing good, doing great, falling below lately now. I would say I've been doing like a little bit, maybe below average. That's because the systems wasn't there. But I've been really reluctant to partner with Jacob. So having to kind of go over basics, and I feel like it's a step for us both to start over and don't leave no table unturned. This was the first open house that I'd done. I want to say in almost 2 years. And that's just me being fully transparent with everybody. And it felt good, not only because, like Jacob said, no matter how it goes today or the next day or however, it's our listing. So the organization part, the calendar was huge, getting it halfway done. It's going to get done today. My whole life has just been a bunch of chaos day to day, and I don't find time to organize it. I just brush it off, get up the next day, get half the goals done if I can't get all of them. Some days don't get none of them done. So being accountable by putting everything together and just following. And I think if I can do that, and if I can get some real success in organization, not only is it going to help my business, it's going to help my life, and just make me a better person all the way around, because I know we all need organization. And I think for me, that's like the last key of me really climbing up the ladder, because everything else has been really coming together over the last few years. But being organized, because that brings consistency, and having broken consistency over the last decade isn't what it is or should be. It should be straight consistency. So I think organization for me is the key.
Okay. And here's the one big thing, because I want to make sure that we are clear on this one big thing. I believe, from what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, Otis, that your one big thing is becoming masterful at organization. And when you become masterful at organization by truly, truly owning that, because you're really good in the moment and you're good in the impulse, right? And like the very, very like reactive, but allowing yourself to be masterful at organization allows you to put systems into place that are going to support this amazing voice that you have and dialogue and sales ability, right? It allows you to do that. So masterful at organization. And I want that to be your one big thing, man, because I promise you, the moment that this happens and that you're fully entrenched in your organization, what's going to happen is that you'll have less stress because you don't have to worry about as much. You'll have more time with your son. You'll be able to think about things completely differently because now you're not just working in the moment. It's like you're bringing it all home, man. And I'm only speaking from experience. I was that person at one time that wasn't organized. And the moment I got organized, I was like, what the heck? I got so much extra time. I got so much extra time to do the things that I really, really enjoy doing. So, Otis, anything I could do to support you, my man, let me know. I'm going to be in your corner.
You definitely did say something. I just want to give a quick shout out. He hopped up in the middle call to Gary Archer. If you don't see him, he's got the power hour in the background. It's gonna be a
Oh, yeah.
huge,
Okay.
huge player. He's muscling through all of his courses right now. Like I don't know if I've seen anybody be able like to finish it before the timestamp. Like he's even calling the CE shop trying to get them to say, hey, I'm ready to push forward. So I'm just happy that he's here. He's totally locked in. Want to give him some love from us and everybody on the team to show him how we roll. You know, let him know the door is open until he finally finishes it and gets that L's. But he's all in, and I just want to give him some love for showing up today for us. So
Beautiful. Well, Gary, my man, thanks for being here. We're going to come back to you in just a couple minutes, so don't go too far, but you have a full line of support and you got a whole group of people that'll stand in your corner, my man. So welcome. Thanks for being here. We're going to go Deep Bledsoe, then we'll go Jessica, then we'll go on to, and we'll work through the list. Deep Bledsoe, what is the one big thing that you believe that if you stick to this and you commit to this, that could change and impact the rest of your year? Go, D.
First, good morning, legend Gary Archer. Like that's my guy from way back as well. So I'm glad to see him in this space. That's dope. But in 2018, I self-published a book that was like 600 pages long, and it was really like me dumping all this shit that I had on me, being an alienated parent, just talking about struggles that I had been through, music and otherwise. So it was really like me getting all this stuff off my chest, but it wasn't the best literary piece that I could have put together. I know that now after the fact. So after that, I started working on another book. And now going on 7 years, I've had 2 more kids. My son graduated high school, went through a bunch of other things, but also perspective and reading probably well over 150 books since then. But all that prepared me to sink it into this other book, and I've been kind of laxed on it and just letting it go how it does, just because I've been experiencing different things in life. But now I'm really committed to making sure that this new book, Picking Up Pennies, sees the light of day in 2025. And if not on a business level, at least on a personal level, that'll be a big accomplishment for me to get that off in 2025.
And Damian, when you accomplish this, picking up pennies, you know, this completion of your book, talk to us. What do you believe the emotions that you'll go through? And I obviously sticking to it in the discipline, but like, tell me like what that does for you as a man.
Again, it's just an accomplishment because it's something that I never thought I would have done, even though I've already done the first book. My second book is an even bigger feat. My second grade teacher wrote, like on my report card or something, I can't wait until I read the first book that you published dedicated to me. And I did that back then with the 2018 one. But again, now it's a little less emotional and more strategic, more thoughtful of what I'm really trying to get across and accomplish with this literary piece, as opposed to, again, something therapeutic. Like it's not as cathartic as the first book was. This one is more pointed and, again, intentional. So I'm excited to get that off, and I'm committed to publishing that next year.
Let's go. You guys, each of you have a book, and maybe it's not a book in this context, but maybe it's a podcast, right? Maybe it's you're going to interview entrepreneurs, you know, once every single week. You're going to launch a conversation. You're going to launch and write your blog, your newsletter. You're going to, you know, post a series of whatever it is. Like all of us have a book, right? Something that we want to do that maybe we've been putting off. And I'm sure that somewhere written down, somewhere on your whiteboard is something that you've really been thinking about doing. And it probably scares the shit out of you. All right. There's probably a lot of work that goes into that. but think about what happens and how you'll feel when you finally accomplish that. So to me, and absolutely love that. That's a huge thing. So really good stuff. Let's go over to Jessica Segura Hernandez, and then we'll go to Romel. I think Blessing's hand was up, but then it went down. I want to make sure I don't miss that. Let's go, Jessica.
Good morning. There are two things that I want to accomplish in 2025. The first one is that I really want to host my first buyer's seminar, first time home buyer seminar. And that's something that I wanted to do in 2024, but was too afraid to do it. I think because I was just really new and nervous that what if someone asked me something that I didn't know and I was in front of an audience. The second thing that I really want to accomplish in 2025. So this past Saturday, I had the opportunity to go speak to high school students, and they were seniors thinking about what they wanted to do after high school. And Marcelina and I were in a discussion panel. And at first, I didn't want to do it because I was really nervous. And they asked me twice. The first time I said no. And the second time that they asked me, I was like, you know what? I want to do it. Like I think this is going to make a really big impact. So, Elias, after I spoke with you on Saturday, you gave me the idea to maybe like start a program for high school students who are thinking about getting into real estate. So I don't know what that looks like, but that's something that I want to play around with and see if maybe I can get that started next year.
Okay, so I absolutely love this. And Samantha just hopped on us. I don't know if she had a contribution, but let's go to the first one. So you were a little fearful of not having the answer, so that's why you didn't do a home buyer seminar this year.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I wanted to do. I want you to go into your calendar right now, and I want you to pick a date, and I want you to reserve 5 hours. And that time is going to be for your preparation, for everything. So make sure like you have adequate time on your calendar, and I want you to put it on your calendar now. And I don't care if it's February or if it's March or if it's, April, whenever it is, but go to your calendar right now and pick a day. And then all you're going to do from now until that date is you're going to work backwards. Like, okay, I got to start my list of what I need to do. How do I prep? How do I prepare? When does the reel go out? But if I have it on my calendar, now that's going to apply some pressure. You saying you want to do this, cool, I'll support that want. But how are we going to do it? The way that we're going to do it is we're going to put it on our calendar, and oh my God, I'm going to do it scared. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the details, but I'm putting that shit on the calendar. Now I know that I have to hold myself accountable to that date. So I want to encourage you, before the end of this call, look on your calendar, pick a day, and reserve 5 hours. And I promise you, by doing this, you're going to put yourself into a pressure cooker, which is going to serve you. It's going to serve you, I promise.
Okay.
I'm going to
Thank
come
you.
back to you at 9:26, and I want to know your date.
Okay, sounds good.
Blessing, let's go to you.
So I've been doing, there's a lot of reflecting that comes when doing 75-day hard. So I've just been looking at how I've been operating. And last week I was listening to John Cheplack, and he was speaking at a FUB convention, and he asked this question of, what's the one thing in your personal life that hasn't happened that if you did the activities, you know would happen? And when I heard it, I didn't quite understand the question. So I kept listening to it over and over again. It's, what's the one thing that hasn't happened in your personal life that if you did the activities, you know would happen?
Powerful.
And I was like, what is that? It took 24 hours and it hit me. I have never been financially stable. Never.
Wow.
And that is a hard pill to like face. You guys know me. I'm always very transparent and very honest. Because I was thinking like there were some things that were happening and I'm like, I shouldn't have to do this. I'm freaking 41 years old. I shouldn't have to be chasing these things or trying to like maneuver. And what is it? And that's when it converged for me. So last week I already declared I will be financially free. And it's a very special date. I will be free by November 14th, 2025.
Wow.
I've done the numbers. I know exactly how many homes. I know exactly the price point and what it will require is for me to be relentless with my tracking and no excuses. So it's literally taking 75-day hard for life and putting it into business. But at the end of it, you know, I didn't share this as the win, and I'm like, I don't know why. My son and I got approved for an apartment in Brentwood. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bed house. I promise you guys right now, I am so sorry to make everyone cry or to always be so emotional, but it is a 2-bed, 2-bath. Some of you don't know, I have been sleeping on a couch for 2.5 years so that my son can have his own room. I think it's time. So when I got this approval, it literally was just the confirmation of do the work. Just do the work, focus on what you want, and the things, the results, you can't control them, but you can control how you show up. So my thing is, I'm just going to be focused on the daily activities. I'm going to be doing the calls. I'm going to be more vocal. I'm just all of that. And I know it's going to get me those numbers, and knowing that I can put my son, both of us actually, in a safer space and more stable. If I hit this goal next year, it means that everything else that I want financially lines up. What do I have to lose? Even if I don't hit it by that day, I will be making such a bigger impact in my life, and at least telling myself that I'm worth the stability. This is important. Go for it. And also being very, very honest. I don't lose anytime I'm honest with myself, and it might hurt other people, but for me, at least I can look at myself in the mirror. So that's my goal for 2025.
Wow. Blessing, thank you for always sharing your heart. Thank you for being vulnerable. And I didn't know that. And God, I'm just even more inspired to stand in your corner and help you and do whatever I can to support you. But you guys, listen to what she just said. She's 41 years old, and her major milestone that's going to impact her life is being able to set herself up to where she's not paycheck to paycheck, where she is financially secure, where they have savings, where they have, an ability to breathe, right? And as a mom, as a single mom doing that, hey, shout out to you. Shout out to all the single moms on here, single parents. I understand how hard it is, but imagine how her life's going to change over the course of the next couple of years. And I'm glad you brought Cheplack up. John Cheplack didn't own a house until he was 47 years old. And then the last couple of years, I've seen his business grow to be now making $12 million a year off of coaching, right? $12 million a year. And in the last 10 years, he's grown that. So it's we're all capable of that, creating an opportunity for us to have financial freedom. And so I absolutely love this. And congratulations to you and your boy. But here's the thing, you guys, we all see Blessing, how she shows up and how positive she is and how she is always willing to try and give so much of herself. But we didn't see the other side of it, right? We don't see the struggles that people are going through at home, but she's willing to do that and she's committed to this. So I don't need to fucking remind Blessing, about her why. I don't need to hold her accountable. It even sounds ridiculous for me to hold her accountable, right? It sounds ridiculous. She has everything that she needs to hold herself accountable and to push. And I'm going to be here to support that dream. So I love this. I'm glad that you felt that, Nicole, because I'm sure we all did. So Blessing from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you. I really do.
Can I add one more thing?
Of course.
Everyone is going through something, and whatever, because of my other conversations, my other business, it doesn't matter what your past is. And some of us do carry a lot of shame. When I stopped talking, I was like, oh my God, I just put that on there and it's recording. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter what your past was in any way. Literally from this moment forward, you can move forward and you can create anything you want. There literally is nothing that stops us. And it goes back, I have this posted on my computer about when you ask the question, are you ignorance on fire or knowledge on ice? If you know that you're stuck, make the decision right now to become unstuck in anything. Choose one thing, regardless of what it is. And if it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough, go big. Even if you land small, you still win. That's my TED Talk for this morning.
You guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I remember that ignorance on fire or knowledge on ice. God bless him. Thank you for always bringing the fire. Let's go to Ramel and then Jessica Segura Hernandez. You have 2 minutes. I haven't forgot about you. Let's go, Ramel.
So I thought I was composed, but Blessing, I am the benefit of what you are doing for your son. My mom sacrificed and kept us in a one-bedroom apartment so that she slept on the couch in the living room so that I could have my own room as a teenager. And that's why I stopped coming to coaching, because you guys are always trying to make a brother cry, and I'm really not going to right now. But that story it resonates, and I just want to give you props for doing that. Your son is immensely blessed and will be a great man because of what you're doing for him right now.
God.
So my one big thing, and I'm going to turn my camera off just to show a picture. This is me circa 2020 at 235 pounds. So some of you who have been on these meetings for a while may remember my story. I used to be about 360 pounds around 2018, and I made a choice that I was not going to get any bigger and decided to jump on keto so I could lose weight. So with that decision, it took me about a year and a half, and I got down to 235. And slowly, since COVID and some other things going on in my life, I've been slowly creeping the other direction. And it's now at a point where it's really starting to affect my health again. And I've decided for 2025, I've been thinking about this even before this meeting, that I'm not going to balloon back up to that. I'm at 306 now. You looked at that other picture, you can kind of see it in my face. You know, you carry your weight actually in your face and around your neck, which is a huge health indicator for a lot of different things. So for 2025, by August 13th, 2025, I'm going to get back down to 235. I really want to get lower, but 235 is the goal right now. I think I can get down to 225 actually. And the way it's worked out, it's basically I need to lose, and I wrote this down, 81 pounds. I need to lose 81 pounds in 8 months. That's about 10 pounds a month, 2.5 pounds a week. That's totally doable with consistent exercise and getting back on my discipline eating. Because I have a lot still to do in this life. And, I don't want to drop dead because of something I'm not doing. Um, if someone hits me with a car, that's another thing, but I don't want to be the cause of my own demise when I have that totally in my control. So that's my big
Wow.
goal.
Romel, I mean, super, super impactful. But I mean, this is something that you like, controlling the controllables. And I think you said it perfectly. Like, I'm going to control the controllables. This is 100% your responsibility. You have the control of it, and you have to fight through any of the urges and the temptations, right? We all go through that. And so, man, what a life-changing decision. What a life-changing decision. What a year-defining decision. And then the vitality and the vibrancy and the esteem that comes from that, and the confidence and everything else that comes along with it, and how that impacts you as a human and how that will impact your business, my man. God, I'm for this. A wonderful, wonderful contribution, Romel. Thank you. Really quick before we go to Gary, Jessica, what's your date?
March 15th, before the spring.
March 15th, before the spring. It's on her calendar. Hell or high water, she's going to make this event happen. Let me know if you need any type of support, help, any contributions at all from any of us. We're here to serve you. Let's go, Gary. Gary, you had your hand up, my man. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being on. Gary, what's your contribution?
One, I just want to say hello, everyone. My name is Gary Archer, and I'm thrilled to be able to connect with everyone on the call today. I'm finishing up real estate school right now, and I'm really excited to step into this industry. As a, to hang my friend Otis, I've known for many years in the music industry, and my background has been rooted deeply in building strong community relationships, marketing, and elevating brands. And I look forward to bringing those skills to the world of real estate and the people on this call. I'm all about learning, collaborating, creating, leading, and making this success together. I can't wait to grow alongside everyone, and just appreciate everyone's time for letting me be a part of this amazing call.
Man, dude, thank you for being here. You know, you guys can tell that I can tell when you speak that you guys are cut from the same cloth. And so looking forward to watching you grow in this space, and anything that I could do as a coach and as a leader, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm looking forward to building that relationship with you guys. Listen, you guys, I had tons of other stuff to talk about. I had tons of other slides, but we didn't even get there. And sometimes we don't have to get there. As long as we got there from the content that was covered. And the point is that something lands. You guys, it's Monday. You're either excited, you're ready, you have intention, you have clarity, you have focus, or you're dragging ass and you don't really know what you're going to do this week. That is not okay. That is not okay. You guys have an opportunity to go and move the needle in your business. So ask yourself, what do I need to do? What behaviors do I need to get in check? And what activities do I need to do this week to get the needle to move? And even if it's just slightly, it's okay as long as it's moving in a very, very positive direction. So you guys, thank you for all your heartfelt contributions today. I never know how it will go. I just prep the questions and let the train move down the tracks, and you guys do what you do. So I'm inspired, I'm moved, I'm honored, and I'm beyond grateful to be able to have this space for us. So you guys have an amazing day. If you need anything, you know where to find me. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Peace.